Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
This story is sponsored by Little River Medical Center. Good morning and thanks for joining us today again on Living Local Carolina. Today I'm at Little River Medical Center and I'm joined by Dr. McGinley. How are you, Dr. McGinley?
I'm doing wonderful. I hope you are.
I am too. We've got a big topic on the board today. We're talking about breast cancer awareness. It's the month of October. Tell me, what are some stats that we're seeing right now with breast cancer?
Well, we know that breast cancer is the leading cause of cancer that we see in women and the second leading cause of cancer death in women. So we know that over a lifetime, 1 in 8 will be diagnosed with breast cancer, so very common.
We were just talking about how it's very preventable if you're able to screen as early as possible.
Right, so not exactly preventable, but detecting very early.
Yes. Important to note.
Important to note, yes. So if the earlier we can detect it, the better we can treat it and the better survival rates.
So in your line of work, what do you do on a daily basis when it comes to scanning and treating people?
So I always make sure, starting at age 40 and up, per the guidelines, that we remind our patients to screen for breast cancer. I'm very lucky in that I have a mammogram machine right in our hallway here. So when somebody's reluctant, I can make them feel more comfortable and say, let me just lead you down to get it.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is a pretty new technology that you guys have. It's 3D mammography, right?
That's correct. So the idea of 3D means it's digital and you're going to have many more images. That allows the radiologist to more easily see it and see it early, a cancer that's coming. 50% of women have denser breast tissue. That makes it a little more difficult to see. So having the digital film, we can see that much easier.
And this can be more comfortable as well.
It can be. So there is certainly going to be some compression involved. If you know you're more sensitive to having compression, we recommend taking Tylenol or ibuprofen about an hour before. The other thing is planning it, maybe scheduling it maybe not the week of or the week before your menstrual cycle. That's when the breast tends to be more sensitive.
Okay, those are really good tips. I was going to say, those are things that you wouldn't necessarily think about.
And most females have no problems at all tolerating it that way.
All right. To break it down for somebody that might not know, describe the whole process to get a 3D mammogram.
So here at Little River Medical Center, all you have to do is call and make an appointment or come on in and schedule an appointment, and we can usually do it right on the spot or schedule it to when you like. But when you come for your appointment, we have a very wonderful radiology team here. They're going to make you feel very warm and kind. We have a separate changing room, and then yes, this is the equipment that'll be utilized, and it takes maybe 10-15 minutes the most.
Why do you think it's so important for us to talk about this kind of stuff, especially in the month of October, but in every month?
It all breaks down to saving lives. The sooner we can get you screened, the sooner we can find a cancer, the earlier treatment we can get, your better chance of surviving.
The typical screening age for breast cancer is 40, but what if you have a family member who had breast cancer?
Oh, great point. So we start at age 40 for those at average risk, but those who have a family history, screening will definitely start earlier, and a lot of times it depends on the age that your family member was diagnosed. So for example, if your mother was diagnosed with breast cancer at age 35, we would start you at age 25.
Access to 3D mammography is a service available exclusively to patients of Little River Medical Center and is offered at their Little River and Carolina Forest locations. To become a patient of LRMC, you can call 843-663-8000 and dial 1 to speak to a representative. This story is sponsored by Little River Medical Center.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
We have quite a treat today on Living Local Carolina. I am joined in studio by Salty Dog Senior Dog Rescue. How are you guys doing?
We're awesome. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So obviously we have a very esteemed guest over here, Otis, who's sitting on the couch with us. But why don't y'all tell me first a little bit about what you do and the whole purpose behind your mission?
Sure, absolutely. We are a senior-based rescue. We only take dogs 6 and older. We get dogs from owner surrender as well as from shelters. We started in May of 22, and we are a 501c3. We are totally operated by volunteers, located in Pawleys Island, but we have fosters as far north as Little River and as far south as Charleston. And then we adopt out animals out of state. We've had people come 4-6 hours just to adopt some of our senior dogs.
Okay, so senior dogs, obviously there's a specific purpose why.
My partner and I both started working in animal rescue years ago, and we noticed that the senior dogs come in and they kind of get overlooked. People are looking for puppies or younger dogs, and most of these dogs have already been in a home, so they are surrendered or dropped off at a shelter, and then they just are there kind of overwhelmed, never been in that type of environment before. So we just felt a need to come and draw those dogs out, put them in a foster home as opposed to a shelter, and then focus more attention on them so that they get adopted.
You're closing that gap for dogs like Otis.
Yes. We enjoy what we do. We also, another thing that is important to us is estate planning. We really feel like people need to focus on what's going to happen to their animals should something happen to them. Too many people assume that family or friends are going to take their dog, and actually cats as well, and then what happens is they get dropped off at a shelter instead.
Well, we have got our apron on today because we are at the Art Museum of Myrtle Beach. I'm joined by Colin. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. Let's go ahead and get into it. What are we doing today?
So today we have these stuffed paper sculptures of musical instruments. It's inspired by our exhibit, Lifting Black Voices. We have one of the galleries in the show has an entire gallery full of paintings and artwork that is inspired by jazz and music. So this is a pretty simple project, but still it gives you really cool results. So the first step for this is you're going to print out either some type of musical instrument, it could be whatever you'd like. We have some tubas here. And after you print them out, you're going to cut them out, and then you're going to get another sheet of paper and you're going to trace the outline of the instrument.
Okay.
So you just go around, and it doesn't have to be nice and neat. You can do it a little quick, you can do a little sketchy, which I like to do.
I'm very focused right now.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it didn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, sketching it takes a lot of focus, more focus than you think.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, once you have that all sketched out, you'll end up cutting it out.
Okay.
But thankfully, we already have these two examples already cut out.
Yay!
So yeah,
I can skip that step. Yay!
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, once you cut them out, you will have, of course, two pieces of paper, and what you want to do is first staple half the papers together. So I did it kind of a little strategic spot so we can still kind of have some areas where we can end up stuffing the paper in there. So I did some like at the top, and I just did some of the sides too, leaving openings up here and also here at the bottom as well. But after you get it stapled together, you get to decorate it. And
okay.
Of course, this is completely up to the artist how you would want to decorate it, using whatever colors, whatever types of patterns. It's completely up to you.
Let's do it.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, one of my huge mottos in life is that you always deserve to have a sweet treat. And so today, I'm at Polly's Island Bakery with the owner, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for coming over.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to take the grand tour, so why don't you go ahead and lead the way?
Come on in.
All right, thank you.
Welcome to the bakery. We've been open almost 14 years,
Okay.
serving this community well.
And I can already tell whenever you walk in here, this is just one of those spots that people love coming by, like multiple times a week. You come and get your fix, but like, what are some of the key items that are popular here?
Oh my goodness, the breakfast sandwich is the hottest item by far. People love those, it's their daily breakfast. We have cheese danishes, we have pies, we have cookies, we have cupcakes, we have specialty desserts. Our lunch sandwiches are nice and hearty, so fills you up. It's a good spot. The most important thing is this is just a chill spot to hang out. We have so many regulars and locals that come in. We have a lot of regulars that tour here. And so for us, knowing all these different smiling faces that come by, it makes it fun for us. It's a family atmosphere. We're family operated and owned, so it's a good spot to be.
So it's Tiffany Clark. I am the cake decorator. I am also the manager.
You and your husband both work here.
Yes.
It's like a big happy family.
So it's all we've ever known.
Okay.
We worked together at the last place we were at, and that's actually where we met.
I love it, I love it.
And so when I started here in May of 2020, it was the weirdest time in our relationship that we weren't working together. And so then, yeah, November of 2020, he started working here.
Was there a moment in your life where you thought, this is what I'm supposed to be doing? Or did it just serendipitously happen?
So I've always loved baking. My dad, big baking fan. I always loved doing it. I never eat it.
Interesting.
I am a pastry chef who does not eat sweets, really. I have to really want them. When the Culinary Institute up in Market Commons announced that they were doing a full program on baking and pastry, I originally started out wanting to do cakes, and then when I started there, I still loved to do cakes, but I enjoyed doing like chocolates and stuff like that better.
That's hard.
It's fun.
That's the tough stuff.
It's
I
fun.
mean, you can really mess up a chocolate.
Yeah, no, it's temperamental, but I like that. I like the more structure. I like cooking, but cooking is kind of like fly by the seat of your pants, whereas baking is very structured, very like to the T, exact measurements, otherwise everything comes out, and I like the control of that.
Yeah, if you've ever tried to substitute like baking soda for baking powder in a
does not
recipe,
work.
that's exactly what she's talking about. So what is your favorite type of cake to decorate?
I love doing birthday cakes for people, but my favorite would always be weddings. Just to be a part of that like biggest day of somebody's life is so special. I love what I do. They always say you never work a day in your life if you enjoy what you're doing, and I do. I do love this.
So now we're back in the kitchen.
Yeah, hanging out in the kitchen.
This is where all the breakfast sandwich magic happens,
This
right?
is where the magic happens. My main man, Tanner, right here, he likes to mix it up on the grill. There's some love put in that sandwich.
You want the dynamic to be really fun. Like you want to have fun with your employees.
Yep.
You want everybody to have a good time while they're working here.
Absolutely.
Why is that important to you?
Life is short. You want to enjoy coming to work every day. If, like Tiffany said in there, it doesn't end up being like work if you're having a good time.
Yeah.
So, and then the customers feel that too. We want the community to feel like they walked into their second home and they're just hanging out for a little while and with their good friends.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.